Hi, I'm Jesper, and I would like to show you how I set up my Bouth RC500 in order to play a tune with a verse and a chorus in sync to the rhythm, and where the verse and the chorus have different amounts of measures. In this video, the verse and the chorus will be referred to as the A part and the B part. The A part got 4 measures and the B part 5 measures. This video is not a beginner's tutorial and I won't explain everything from the scratch. Look at this video as an expansion to the videos from Ben Rowland, G.W. and John Powell about the use of single mode settings in the Bouth RC500. If you're new to the RC500, check out some tutorials about how to change the track settings, the record settings, the play settings, and the control and assign settings before digging into this video. The subject, single mode, and odd amounts of measures have been discussed a lot on the internet. And as I'm using the Bouth RC500 in single mode only, I had to figure out a way to handle tunes with an A part and a B part having odd amounts of measures. Actually, the Bouth RC500 is not built for this kind of tune, but let's give it a try. So this is my workflow. It's not perfect, but I'm using it this way, and I hope in this video to be able to help some of you out there who are struggling combining the single mode and tunes with an A and a B part having an odd amounts of measures. I hope you can understand my Scandinavian English. If not, you're welcome to ask me questions in the comments. So here we go. This is the tune I'll be using in the video. Okay, so the A part got the A minor chord, then the E7, sharp 9, G power chord, and then the D chord. And the B part got an E minor to G, D, D sus 4, D, E minor to G, D, D sus 4, D, D sus 4, and then the break on D. So that's a tune. A part got 4 measures and the B part got 5 measures. Okay, so now let's have a look at the way that I set up my Bouth RC500 in order to be able to play in single mode. Okay, so the first thing I do is that I change the function of the pedals. So pedal 1 I'll use for track 1, and this will be record, play, stop. And pedal 2 will be for track 2, and this one will also be record, play, stop. And my pedal 3 I will just use for stopping the tracks. So this is just current, play, stop. So this means that at the end of the tune I can just hit this pedal 3 one time and don't have to double click anything. So let's now go to the record setup. So the dub mode is set to overdub, the record action is set to record play, and the quantize is set to measure. Okay, and then we go to the play settings, and okay, we are of course using the single mode, and the single change is set to loop end. And this is quite important, because this way we can be able to prepare the change from one loop to another loop, as for example the A part to the B part, and we don't have to do that on the spot, but you will see it later on when we do the recordings of the tracks. Okay, so now it's time to set up the track 1 and track 2, and also here we have some small changes. Track 1 is the A part. We got the 4 measures, and well, we set the measures to 4. Loop sync is on and tempo sync is on. And this is actually just the way that we normally use the looper. So in track 2 we have some changes because this is the B part, and the B part got these 5 measures. So we set the measures to auto, the auto function, and well, a very, very important thing is that we have to take the loop sync off in order to be able to play 5 measures. But this you will also see later on when we do the recordings. Tempo sync is on. Well, I don't know if that have any meaning or not, but okay, it's just on now. So for the recording I use the standard drum set. So let's record the tune. I use a 1 measure count in. Okay, we record the A part. And we have the playback of the A part. Then I prepare the B part, the recording of the B part. And we record the B part. Okay, this is a tricky spot now. Okay, going back to the A part, I have to be totally perfect in timing. If we're not in timing here, it will give us some problems later on. Okay, so let's hear the playback. I prepare the B part. Then we have the B part. Prepare the A part. And we're back. So actually this way it works perfectly. So if that's all what you want to use, well, we don't have any problems. You can just start singing or whatever, or play something on top. And we have actually a tune with odd amounts of measures. Okay, but we will have some problems later on. So problem number 1 will be to repeat the B part. So have a listen. We have the B part already recorded. And now we want to repeat it. And this will be a problem. You can hear it now. Okay, so it's slightly out of sync, you can hear it. And now, totally out of sync, so not usable for anything. Okay, let's stop it. Okay, so I had to figure out a solution for this. So the idea is that I have to stop the B part and start it again. And the only way that I can do this is to use I will use my pedal 3 to stop the playback. And then I put an assign also on pedal 3 where I start the playback. So actually I stop the playback and I start it again. And this actually works quite well. So, well, you had to use assigns for this one. And we can have a listen to how it sounds. Okay, I start the playback on B. And then, yeah, see, it works. So I use my pedal 3 to stop and start the playback. Unfortunately, I didn't find a way to go directly into an overdub, which actually would be really nice. Okay, maybe you can figure out a way to do this. Of course, we have to take care of the timing, but when we play on top of the whole recording, this should not be really a big problem. Now I'll go to the A part, and I can use the same thing because I put it on current track, so I can just play like 2 measures and then repeat those 2 measures on the same way. It's just like a fun thing to do. Maybe you can use it, maybe not. Okay, as you can see, I added now my FS7 switch, but this is just for later use. Now it's time to do some overdubbing on the A part. Okay, I go to the B part now. Now I prepare the A part and I prepare the overdubs. Now I record. Just a small melody on the top of the chord progression. harmony. And now we can listen. And now we have the second problem. The second problem is when we have to do some overdubs on B and then go back to the A part. But you will have a listen now. So I play the A part, then I trigger the B part and I trigger the overdub. Then I do an overdub on B, and then I trigger the A part, and now listen for the transition. Now. Yeah, it's not good. So this is a big problem. So the Bouth RC500 can't do this, and we have to find a way to make this work. Maybe we can overplay it, play something on top that kind of hides the small mistake, or not mistake, but the small problem what we have here. So I do the overdub. And I prepare track A, the A part. Yeah, maybe you can play something on top there. Yeah, it's not really good, but you know, it's just maybe one time in a whole tune, so maybe we can live with it, maybe not. But there's a good solution which can help us to solve this small problem. So the idea is that we need to stop the overdub and then prepare track A, and then it works. So now we play track A, prepare track B for the overdub, record the overdub, now stop the overdub and go back to A, and it's no problem. It works very well. Okay, so in this example it works very well, but it's not always that we have the time to double click to stop the overdub and to prepare the track 1. So it would be really nice to have a possibility to do this with just one click, and this is where our FS7 switch will come to use. And don't forget that the B switch on the FS7 is referred to as the control 1 in the control settings. Okay, so let's go for the settings of the FS7 now. The first thing that we have to do is to stop the overdub. So we have to set control 1 to track 2, record, play, stop. So record, play, stop, just stop the overdub. But we also have to prepare track 1, or to start track 1, and there we have to use one of the assigns. And we use assign 2 for this. So this is still the control 1, the source is control 1. And the target is now track 1, play, stop. So actually this is just starting track 1. Or even more correctly, because we're using the loop end settings, we're actually just preparing track 1 for the playback. Okay, so let's have a listen to how it sounds. I start the playback and I prepare the overdubs. And then I use the F7 to come back to the A part. Okay. And I have no problem. Sounds really good. Okay, but sometimes, you know, we have an overdub which is really longer and really close to the end of the measure. And this gives us nearly no transition time. And this could be a problem, but listen now. I prepare the overdub. Now we have a longer overdub with some double notes here. And then I go, in the last second I go back to the A part. You will listen now. Now. And it works. But here we really have to take care about the timing, because if we're switching back to the A track too late, the B part will start to repeat itself. And we already know, because it's out of sync, that this could give us some problems, and actually we don't want to repeat the B part at this spot. Okay, so be really careful here. Okay, so now in the next example, I would like to do some more overdubs on the B part. And this is a problem because we know that if we don't have the right timing coming out of the B part when we record it, it's not really in sync. So now I do the first overdub, and then I will do a second overdub. Okay, so this time it works very well because my timing, when I recorded the basic chords for the beat track, I came out of the recording really good in time. So depending on how your timing are, you can do this kind of stuff of doing another overdub. If you have the feeling that you're not really in time with the drums, then try to follow the overdub instead of following the drums. This will help you afterward when we're doing the playback, then you will be more in time. Okay, so here in my next example, I will just use my Control 2 to undo my overdubs. So I have already recorded my overdubs now, and then I undo my overdubs, and then we just hear the basic backup from the guitar. And then I redo the overdubs. Yeah. You can use this for maybe if you want to do a solo or whatever. Stop some harmony singing. Okay, so in the last example, I will just show you how I use this kind of undo and redo the overdubs in order to play a small solo. So I prepare the A part and I stop, I undo the overdubs, and then I do my solo. Okay, I redo the overdubs. Yeah. So this is how I use the RC500 to do this kind of single mode tunes with odd amounts of measures in sync with the drums, or kind of in sync with the drums. We know the problems, but this is my solution. And I think, you know, we have to build our loops around the RC500 and not the other way around. So I hope this could help some of you out there to get some new ideas to how to build some tracks. Okay, I hope you liked my video. Take care and keep on looping.